everybody. It's been a while. It's been about 2 months for me, my time. Of course, it's probably still 2010 for you. Halo Reach looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I went outside, and it did not go well. I got beat up by an orc who called me a mung, and he kept shouting me in a weird British accent. I don't know what that was, so that was fun. But I'm back, and I have a new friend, Kifo, the funny monkey. Isn't that right, Kifo? Oh, Kifo, you character. You are a series staple. Anywho, you're all stuck with me now. So let's talk about my new favorite director, Takashi Miike.
Miike grew up a motorcycle-loving teenager with aspirations to become a professional racer. While that didn't pan out, that high-octane, high-risk lifestyle lives on in his filmography. Miike ended up attending a Japanese film school founded by the director Shohei Aomura, really big in the new wave scene. This sounds impressive, but Miike really wasn't the most invested student. He wasn't big on studying in classes or even showing up, for that matter. Nevertheless, Miike found work. Big time. During the mid-90s, Miike found success climbing the ranks of V-Cinema, direct-to-DVD, direct-to-video movies. Soon enough, Miike was turning out his own pieces of work, left and right. Production companies were looking for young, ambitious, and cheap filmmakers to pump out their action movies, and Miike was all 5 of them. After about 5 years, Miike finally got his first theatrical debut with Shinjuku Triad Society, a gangster crime thriller following a rivalry between Yakuza and the Triads.
So yeah, Yakuza stuff and criminals is his forte. This is like bread and butter. Actually, speaking of which, hold on, everyone. I have a bit planned. I had cigarettes and fedora I killed for. I can't find it. It was hard. It was really difficult, but no. I lost it. Oh well.
Things didn't slow down after this for the madman. He alternated between direct-to-video releases and theatrical. Since then, Miike has still been at it and is still constantly directing to this day. A work schedule like this and given him a long list of movies under his belt. He was in the Animal Crossing movie. Yes, I'm being serious.
After this, Miike released Audition, which was his biggest success yet. It really hit hard in America, and a lot of film critics started to like him now because he was like, "Ooh, this guy's edgy. This guy's hip and cool. He's not your mama's film director. He's someone new. He's someone edgy and cool and epic," which I like him because of that. But after that, it kind of slowed down for him after that. But in 2001, he released Ichi the Killer.
Ichi the Killer is the exact movie I mean. The film follows Kakihara, a sadomasochistic Yakuza member searching for his missing boss. Determined to find him, Kakihara revels in torturing anyone he finds even remotely related to the boss's disappearance. Once Kakihara finds the killer, deranged vigilante Ichi, he grows fixated on the potential pain that Ichi can inflict upon him. Don't worry, this is only the beginning. The titular Ichi is not only a vigilante, but a brutally incomplete hero that always manages to defeat his opponents, and the people he was trying to save in the process, well, Kakihara reveals in Murder and Pain, Ichi is constantly tortured by his inability to not kill people. If he enters a room, chances are that he will be leaving every inch covered in blood and guts. Needless to say, the movie and Takashi Miike stuff in general is controversial. Ichi the Killer is at the forefront of the early 2000s Asia extreme genre, reveling in every taboo imaginable. Not only does the movie love copious amounts of violence, but especially brutal and sadistic means of killing. I mean, Kakihara's primary weapon is 2 sharp metal rods he regularly pushes through the faces of others. Not to mention Ichi, who uses a box cutter attached to the heel of his boot to cut people in half, in glorious 2001 CGI. Because of all this, the film has been censored or straight up banned in a laundry list of countries. In Hong Kong, almost 17 minutes of its runtime were cut out before it was able to release at all. In the UK, just 3 minutes were cut of a certain yucky scene before able to be cool with its release. Some countries like Germany and Norway and Malaysia just said, yeah, no. The West had not seen such violence so openly depicted at this scale. This is a lot more common in the Japanese market, with its lax sense of censorship on Japanese media. Miike definitely knew that he was getting into this by shocking the world with stuff. On the premiere of the film at Toronto Film Festival in 2001, audience members were given a fun promo bag, a barf bag. Prior to the screening, it was revealed that someone fainted, and a few people used it. The trend of ultra-violence in Japanese media, such as this film and others like Battle Royale, Suicide Circle, and the Guinea Pig films, do not watch those, was a precursor to America's own wave of ultra-violence, the horror subcategory of torture porn, stuff like Saw or Hostel, which Hostel actually has a small cameo to Miike himself. While Each of the Kills is very influential, it's still a very gross movie, and not that many people are into that. But Miike always has something for everybody. And so, let's go on to our next film, Sukiyaki Western Django. Come on, you thought Miike don't do Yakuza stuff? Please, this man would never turn up a challenge. Meet Sukiyaki Western Django. Okay, this is a Western, but it's more like a spaghetti Western, but it's not Italian. It's not really a samurai movie, but it has some elements of samurais stuff, but not really. It's a remake of Yojimbo, Django, and A Fistful of Dollars all in one. So it's a Japanese spaghetti Western, hence the name Sukiyaki, a Japanese dish. Because, spaghetti is Italian, sukiyaki is Japanese. You get it? Yeah, you get it. Needless to say, the movie is an absolute ride. Following a Yojimbo Stallone gunfighter named the Gunfighter, Sukiyaki introduced to a small sort of Western feudal Japanese town called Nevada. Not Nevada with a D, with a T. I don't know. The white uniformed Genji and the red uniformed Heike. Fun fact, the Heike samurai would believe to be reincarnated as the Heike crabs. That's a real fun little fact for you kids out there. Look it up, the Heike crabs. Anywho, the gunfighter must solve this conflict while saving a young half Genji, half Heike boy and his prostitute mother from the gang that forces them out of town. Well, the story already sounds enticing enough. The presentation is what really makes it, well, the movie. The film opens up with Paringo, a cow who shoots an eagle out of the sky that's carrying a snake that's carrying an egg. Just before he can enjoy his meal, he's interrupted by a gang who had been searching for him. They want to kill Paringo. Before they can, he tells them that the tale of the Heike and the Genji tricked them just long enough for Paringo to shoot the entire gang dead.
That guy in the poncho looks very familiar. I don't know where he's from, but let me check my little notes here. I got notes for my movies. It is a Mr. Quinton, Toronto, Tostinos, Toblerone. I don't know. I can't read it. I think it's not familiar though. What's he from? It's above me all day. What's he from? Oh, I know. That one episode of Golden Girls. He's one of the Elvis impersonators in the background. Probably the second, third, fourth famous Quentin. There's probably other ones. It's weird he's in this movie. You think he'd be something, a lot more smaller. I guess it makes, I don't know why he got Japan. I don't know why he gets so much freaking credit.
Anyway, this opening scene is just oozing with style that presents the whole film. I mean, look at these colors! Look at these colors! The backdrop is actually modeled after a Hokusai painting of Mount Fuji. This one. Yeah, you get it. But of course, let's not forget to mention the actual story. The film is decorated with a wild mix of traditional Japanese and Western ghost town design sensibilities. Imagine a Sukiya-style Japanese house, but with saloon doors slapped on. And the fashions, chef's kiss. A nice Italian chef's kiss. The gangs are dressed up in their respective colors, as you'd expect, but also sport colorful highlights in their flamboyant hair and bandanas, and denim trench coats among a plethora of wild colors. Ooh, that's two chef's kisses right there. Hey, wait a minute, that looks familiar. Yes, the coffin is, of course, reference to the original 1966 Django. In fact, the whole movie is a mashup of wildly different mediums, just Shakespeare and Akira and motifs from different parts of Japan, like Tale of the Heike. And it all sort of ends off with being a prequel to the original 1966 Django. I won't spoil how, since I want you to go watch it. Watch it now. This is not a joke. This is a command. Go watch this movie now. Unfortunately, the legacy of this film was not widely known. Critically and financially, the film underperformed outside of the niche audiences, which tends to be Miike's specialty. It did get some recognition in the form of a short-running manga series, but not much else.
Now, if those are too gross, violent, icky, disgusting, misogynistic for you, I got something better. It's the, hold on. There were the list of movies I want to talk about. How to Say the Katakiris, and it's a musical. Excuse me?
The final film of the night is Happy to the Katakiris. Now let's go back to Each of the Killer for a second. These two movies are on the completely different ends of the spectrum, but were released by the same director in the same year at the exact same film festival. While the two seem so different in tone, atmosphere, and style and everything else, they both give off a certain wave and air of it's only distinctly Miike's work. Anyway, let's get into it. The Happiness of the Katakiris is a simple family drama that follows the Katakiri family, a family of failures, rejects, and everything in between, as they attempt to maintain a bed and breakfast and avoid financial ruin. The family consists of an unemployed father, mother, grandfather, ex-con son, divorced daughter, raising a daughter on her own. Here's the thing, this is a dark comedy horror musical that's also a family melodrama. This random hodgepodge and smorgasbord of styles is what made Miike Miike. But don't worry, it gets turned up to 11. The Katakiri's bed and breakfast has some sort of weird curse on it, damning every guest to meet an unfortunate death. In order to avoid financial ruin, the categories decide to hide the dead guest, piling them up more and more in the woods. This is, of course, dramatized by the family belting songs of their sorrow and anguish as they shovel dirt over and over on their unlucky guest. Visually, the movie is immediately reminiscent of The Sound of Music. The bright green fields and the quaint, isolated home, along with the musical elements, make a very obvious connection between the two. Miike said that Dancing Nuns was too lame and not epic enough, and replaced them with dancing zombies. To spice it up even more, the film has a wild mix of things thrown in the mix. A sudden volcanic eruption, random instances of claymation, and a man impersonating both a U.S. naval officer and a long-lost nephew of Queen Elizabeth are just a few things that make this movie, it. The film was also, in a way, a very, very, very loose remake of the 1998 Korean film The Quiet Family, debut director Kim Ji-woon. With two share a struggling similar story centered around a family-owned mountain inn causing mysterious deaths for its guests, The Happy Cookers also struck some inspiration in other works as well. A Mysterious Murder is a 2003 Hong Kong film that holds the same sort of narrative beats of a bed and breakfast, financial ruin, mysterious suicides, you know, that sort of thing. I guess we're done with the show. I don't know what to do next. Oh, I know. I'll end it with a dedication to my favorite film of all time, the video of Andy Warhol eating a cheeseburger.